Hi and welcome student to the new tutorial of React.js. In this particular tutorial we will have to cover JSX. So let and see what this JSX is. So what is JSX? JSX JavaScript XML is a syntax extension for JavaScript that looks similar to HTML. It makes writing React component more readable by combining HTML-like syntax with JavaScript. JSX is not required to use React but is widely adopted. Now we will have to why use JSX. We will see it practically, but let's read the theory before jumping into code. Why JSX? Readable syntax. It allows you to write HTML-like structure within JavaScript. Better debugging. JSX provides helpful error messages. Integration combines HTML and JavaScript logic in the same file component. So you can write JavaScript HTML in the same file without having a script tag. JSX compile to JavaScript. Finally, the JSX which we are writing in our React.js are compiling to the JavaScript with the help of bundler called readable. So JSX is compiled into React.create element, which is a function in React which create an HTML element. We will see it later when we jump in code, but let's see what they are saying. The JSX is compiling into React.create element called by tools like readable. So readable is a tool which is converting or compiling this JSX into JavaScript code. So let's see how this JSX is look like. So here you can see an example of JSX. Let me zoom it a little bit so that you will see it better. Here you can see hello world, and it compiles React.create element. Here is a tag in HTML1, and here there you will have to provide the class or ID or some other attribute to this specific element, and here is the content of this element. So you can see that they have not passed any attribute. It is because null here, and here is an h1 tag used in this particular section, and here you can see the content of this h1. So it is finally compiled in React.create element. So thanks to readable by doing this. So we will have to now implement this in our studio. So here I'm coming and creating a folder file with the name of JSX class.jsx. You will have to give it the extension of JSX. You can also give JS, but JSX is more concise. So let me do this, and now I will have to create a sample React functional component. How I will do it? I will have to declare a function with capital letter JSX class. I will name it what I have named the file. So I will have to do and return some value from this. I will show you how people were doing with the help of React.create element before. So let me do it at one and hello world. Now I will have to export this default JSX class. Now before showing it on the screen, I will have to import it here. Yes, and now I will have to use it here. Now I will have to run my server. I think it's already running. Now I will have to go to the screen. Here you can see I have written the hello world. But let's see how with core React we can write it. Let me go to the JSX class. Now I will have to write this with the core React. We will have before to import the React. Yes. Now we will have to create a function React.create element, which is used to create element in React.js. So I will have to press enter, and now I will have to give her the element of HTML. Let me in string form. So here you can see all the element of HTML came. So I will have to give it h1, and I don't want to pass any class. Now you can see null, and now hello world from React function. Here it is giving an error. Do not worry, I will show you why this error is giving. Let me do this, and I will have to save it. Now let's see on the screen what is happening. Here you can see that it is visible now on the screen, but you will say that it is really confusing. Don't worry, you will never use it in React, but I was only to show that how people were writing before HTML in React.js. It was really difficult. So later on JSX introduced in React. So now we can easily write this everything in HTML-like syntax. Here you can see how quickly I write this. But if I had to write it in React.js, then it would take a lot of time from me. Now you might think that why it gives an error. Let's read about the errors. So here is some syntax rules. So parent element. JSX expression must have one parent element. Wrap multiple elements inside a div or React.fragment. So let me show you what they are saying. Here you can see the example that here is a div in which they have wrapped hello and welcome to JSX. So let me show you how they have done this. So you will have to wrap this everything in one parent element. So here you can see it is saying that unreadable code. Now let me remove this everything. I will have to write here h2 hello in React. So here you can see it is giving error. So I will have to show the error. JSX expression must have one parent element. So I will have to wrap it in one parent element. Either you can use a div. Here now you can see it does not give error. If you write something outside the div, then it will throw error because it can return only one value at a time. Now I will have to show you something better than this. It is actually creating an extra node in DOM. So I will have to do something React.fragment. Don't worry, we can also simplify it further. Here you can see hello in React and hello world both are visible on the screen. But no, we have not to write this long syntax. We can also write this in such syntax. Here you can see still it is visible on the screen. So we will have to wrap this fragment in this fragment. So this is called React fragments. So embedding JavaScript. We have never worked with JavaScript in React. Now we will have to work with JavaScript in React. So let's see. It uses curly braces to embed JavaScript expression with JSX. Here you can see the example. Const name John, return hello name. Now let's see what it means. Here, as they have declared the name first, const name, and here John. Now how I will use it? Let me clean this. Now I will have to write h2 and here hello, and I will have to write the name variable. But if I show you now on the screen, here you can see it is the hard-coded name. Oh shit, I will have to wrap it in the curly braces. As I had read before that you will have to wrap it in curly braces for using JavaScript. Now see what's happening. How you can see now that's hello John. As you can see it is in the variable, and I write the variable in the curly braces in JSX. So thanks to JSX that we can write JavaScript inside the HTML without having script tag. It is all thanks to Babel. Now let's see what is further. So here you can see attribute in JSX. So use camel case for attribute names. Example, class name instead of class, onClick instead of onClick. So we will have to use the camel case for attribute names. So here see how this can happen. So here is an example button, onClick, handle click, click me up. Here is an example of button. So let me, if I have to give it a name, I give it a class, so here you will have to give a class name instead of class. If I give it class, then it will throw an error. Not error, but they will say that do not use class, as it is also a reserved word in JavaScript. So we will have to use a class name, but write the class name in camel case. Here you can see this is in camel case. So you can pass any class to this, like h2, hello class. Now I can style it, but I will show you styling later in this values. Let me style it with the hello class. Color to red. Here you can see I styled it, but don't worry about styling. We will see it later in the course. Now let's see what they are saying further. You will have to remember that we have to make the attributes in camel case. Self-closing text. Text without children must be self-closing. For example, if the tag have no children, then you will have to close it by self. How? Let me show you. If you are using image or input tag, for example, let me go to the JSX class. Here, if you have to use image tag, then you can see it is closed here. Okay? And input tag also in such a way. Input. Here you can see it is self-closed now. What are they further saying? JSX expression. You can include conditions, loops, and more using curly braces. So you can include everything with JSX, just like condition, loop, etc., while using curly braces. So here you can see const is logged in through, at return is logged in. So here is the conditional rendering sentence. So how this happened? Now let me show you. Here you will have to declare a variable with name of is logged in equal to true. Here I will have to write this in a curly braces. So I will write is logged in. If it is true, then write in h2 logged in. If not, I will show this conditional rendering later, but let's see now what this is actually. h2. Oh my god. h2 not logged in. Now here see the screen, here you can see it is now logged in. But if I toggle this to false, then here you can see false. So it's false. Then see what they are saying, not logged in. So this condition running, first it is checking whether this is true. If it is true, then it will show this one, otherwise it will show not logged in. As the variable is now false because it is showing the not logged in. So here now we will see what is the common error in JSX. So on close tag. If you don't close the tag, then it will give an error. Here you can see wrong. Here they have initialized at 1 and they have not closed it, so it will throw an error. So the correct way at 1 and write some content in it, and then they have closed it. So it is the correct way. Here I have an example. Let me show you. Let me close, delete this part. Here you can see it throws an error, and this error is saying JSX fragment has no corresponding closing tag. So you must to close it. Now it does not give error. Class attribute. Wrong. They are saying that class, this is wrong, but if we write class name, then it is correct. JavaScript without having curly braces. So here if you write JavaScript without curly braces, then it will be HTML. And if you write it in curly braces, then it will be JavaScript. Here is the example of simple component with JSX. So we have already seen it. and we also seen with conditional ranging, and we can also map it in the JavaScript. So JSX. Let me show you how we can use map function in JSX. So here is the function. You can see shopping list, and there is some item in an array. So it is returning UL, and in UL they have mapped the items array. Here you can see, and they have returned this li. So let me show you how they have done this. So I'll have to delete this everything, and here I'll have to delete these two things. Now I will have to declare an array of fruits with the name of apple, banana and mango. Now I will have to create UL tag. In this UL tag I will have to start with this curly braces. Now fruits dot map. Here you can see it gave me suggestion. So here I will have to pass two arguments, fruit and index. Now I will have to return something from this return. I will show you what the key is later in Redis, but here I will have to pass the key is equal to index. I'll have to close this, and here in curly braces I will have to write the name of fruit. Now let's see on the screen what has happened. Here you can see a list of fruit has been visible on the screen. So it was all about JSX, that how we can use JSX with React.js. So it was really simple, and it was just like HTML. So by doing with React way, it will take more time, but thanks to Bubble, that they made it really easy. For example, if I show you something with React, let me close, remove this, React dot create element. Here if you want to write something inside the div, then you will have to write such kind of more code, just like React. And here you will have to pass another element, just like this. So this was all about JSX. So keep care of yourself and keep me in your prayers. Thank you.